Hey guys, welcome to episode 13 of the Chelsea series here on FIFA 20. We're hoping that 13 isn't going to be an unlucky number for us. There aren't that many games left in the season, so we'll be in season 2 sooner rather than later. But we have 3 games today: Palace away, Sheffield United away, and then the first leg of the Champions League semi-finals against Manchester City, which is at the Etihad. So 3 straight away games. 3 of the 4 sides in the semi-finals are English. Chelsea, Manchester City, Liverpool, and then Paris Saint-Germain. So we may well end up with an all-English Champions League final. Can you imagine if for the 3rd cup final this season, we find ourselves against Liverpool? I certainly hope not. I would rather play Paris Saint-Germain. But first off, we have to get past Manchester City. And then we've still got Liverpool in the league left to play, and a number of games in the Premier League after that. So we're currently out of the title race, really. 7 points away with 6 games to go, but still very much in the hunt for 3rd place. 3rd is very much a possibility. In fact, if we draw, what's this? Plus 21 minus plus 24. So if we draw our game in hand, we will go 3rd. Hopefully we can win it, but goal difference is weighted in our favour above everybody else around us. Spurs have conceded a lot of goals, 37 comparatively to the 28 of ourselves and 25 of Manchester United. But it seems Man United and ourselves are the exception to the rule, because a number of goals have been conceded elsewhere throughout the league. City are 14th currently, still struggling, and just 2 points above the relegation zone. Although they could go up to the lofty position of 12th if they win their game in hand. Arsenal up to 7th now, so at least have recovered somewhat. But we'll wait and see how we get on today. Just going to be 3 straight away games, and hopefully we can bring some points home. Drop the video a like if you enjoy it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the rest of this season, or of course the start to next season. Check yesterday's episode if you missed our transfer dealings, which are now completed for the end of this season. And for now, time to head to Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace's starting lineup: Waiter in goal, Seamus Coleman at right back with Cahill, Tompkins and Zinchenko at left back, Andros Townsend, Kouyaté, Milivojevic and Zaha as a midfield 4 as expected, and then Benteke and Jordan Ayew up top. Be interesting to see how the 2 new wing backs play in this Crystal Palace side, but we're playing the same 11 that we tend to do. Christian Pulisic obviously in tremendous form right now after that banging Champions League hat-trick in the last episode. Hopefully he can build on that personally, and we can build on that team performance in the second leg against Roma, and maybe get ourselves further towards guaranteeing Champions League football next season. We may even guarantee Champions League football by winning the competition this year. We're not yet sure. Tammy's forced himself a little bit too far wide there, but there's Willian, and actually it's a great pass, and we're 1-0 up. Dream start at Selhurst Park. Chelsea 1, Crystal Palace 0, early doors. We couldn't have asked for more there, really, could we? Corner for Crystal Palace, delivered by Milivojevic. Good set piece taker. It's going to fall to Loftus-Cheek, and Gary Cahill almost scores against his old team. He's still got the ball here, Cahill. Here's Zaha. That's a little bit extravagant when you're 1-0 down, but that's just the type of player Zaha is. Tomori with a header away there. Wilf absolutely ripped Norwich apart time and time again at the weekend for Crystal Palace. He's just one special player that should be at a better club. No offence to Crystal Palace fans, I'm sure the majority of you agree. Wilfried Zaha should be playing at a higher level. Specifically their Palace's second goal. How Wilf stayed in possession, I have genuinely no idea. The man is a myth when it comes to his dribbling talents in real life. Andros Townsend will get another delivery here, and Tomori will head behind. We have signed Wilfried Zaha in the stream career mode we've been doing, or in the stream save we've got over on Mixer. We've played with him a handful of times as I record this. I only signed him last night in the last stream that I did, but he's been very, very impressive. In fact, he's making me want to stay at the club I'm at for an extra season, just so I can continue to play with Wilfried Zaha. Christian Pulisic will get this into Tammy Abraham, and Kovacic is running off me here. But it's a poor ball by Tammy. There's so much room to play that pass and get it to its recipient accurately, and he's somehow managed to kick it straight to a defender. That's a brilliant cross, but Tomori heads away. I know it sounds like I've got a bit of a boner for Wilfried Zaha right now, but genuinely, he just impresses me. He is one hell of a talented footballer, and certainly someone that Palace will have to draw upon here if they're to get themselves level in this game. But they might be 2 behind, and Christian Pulisic is in the form of his life. There to Zinchenko. Where's Alexander going to go? Inside there to Jordan Ayew. Nice little 1-2. Cross could come in here. Zaha could be the man to deliver it. He does. Christensen can't stop them from getting the corner despite his best efforts. Let's see what they can do from the set piece. Andros Townsend on the far side to deliver. It's a decent ball. And Cahill with a header. But over the top of the bar. They're having to rely on a lot of crosses, whether they be from corners or from open play. Crystal Palace here, they can't find a way through the middle of our team. But even whipping the ball in out wide, they can't find a way past the goalkeeper at the very least. So our 2-0 lead so far really doesn't appear to be under too much threat. Willian can take this in his stride well, and he's done exactly that. And he's turned inside nicely. Here's Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Oh, I should have shot more readily than that. Kante, that's moving! It was the keeper's dive there that threw me off. It was probably a lot further wide than it looked, but the way that I was drifting to the left and dipping, oh, imagine if that had nestled in the top left-hand corner. Goal of the season territory for N'Golo Kante there. Daly into Benteke, Christensen wins it back. Kovacic, Williams trying his best to get away from the defender here. We'll use actually Marcus Alonso and then look for Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Ball back around the corner there to Willian and loft it into the middle. It hits Gary Cahill. Tammy Abraham not able to be found. They're making a change. We're going to whip the ball in from the corner and try and make a change to the scoreline. Alonso tried to get right behind that but couldn't. Camarasa has come on for them. And then picks up the loose ball again on the edge of the box. And here's Mateo Kovacic. Marcus Alonso. Oh, it did sit nicely there on his left foot actually, but I didn't have enough confidence to let the shot fly. See what we can do from a corner on this side of the field. Now instead, Willian delivers. It's decent. Tammy's underneath it, but it's cleared away by a defender. We've won that back. Christensen, Alonso again. This time sat up nicely for the left foot for a second time. Actually went for the shot on this occasion. Still not able to score. 20 minutes to go, and the scoreline reads 2-0 as well. But I'd like to make it read 3-0 if we can. Goal difference is in. Oh, good shot. Well saved. Goal difference is in our favour in the league, but there's no harm in extending it yet further, is there? Zaha turns well. Inside there to Milivojevic. Connor Wickham, Milivojevic again. Connor Wickham again, Milivojevic. This is good football from Palace. They found Zaha. That's a great ball across, and Daly is offside. Well, how Daly missed that, I'm not sure. His namesake, Tom, would have been proud of the dive, trying to get to it, but unfortunately for Palace, even if it had gone in, it wouldn't have counted. They've tried their hardest, but everything they've done has come from out wide, and we've just dealt with it all game long. The one time they do get the chance on goal from the cross into the middle, and the man that delivered the cross was offside, so it wouldn't have counted anyway. Just hasn't quite clicked for Palace in this game. Looking for Mason Mount through there, but can't click with that pass myself. Win that to Mori. It's done well. Connor Wickham came on for Benteke, but hasn't really made much of an impact for them. Jorginho looking for N'Golo Kante. Does well there against Zaha. And we found Mason Mount well. And I'm going to try and pull this back actually for Hudson-Odoi on his left. Oh, it's gone in. Did that cannon off Gary Cahill? I'm not sure. Callum Hudson-Odoi is going to take the plaudits, and we have ourselves a 3-0 lead. Sure about the celebration in front of the camera. Didn't know Callum Hudson-Odoi was much of a boxer. Lovely little back heel from Mason Mount. Looked to finesse it, and yes, taking a big deflection of Gary Cahill. Was the original shot on target? I'm not sure, but certainly off his elbow. Way to try to react, but couldn't do it in time. It's 3-0. It does go down as Hudson-Odoi's goal. The original shot must have been on target. Chelsea 3, Crystal Palace 0, and all 3 points will be coming home. Confirmation as we've headed back to the menus that Willian has been sold. He will join Atletico Madrid at the beginning of Season 2, and £19 million will be added to my transfer budget for next year. Andreas Christensen came to me as well and thanked me for the first team football we've been giving him recently. Van Ginkel is sold as well. A transfer offer for Marcus Alonso. Unfortunately, Caballero's transfer talks are broken down. We shall try and negotiate with Juventus for Marcus Alonso's transfer. Rejected potential deals from Valencia and Crystal Palace, thanks to me being a little bit overzealous in the transfer dealings. I will ask. I mean, I have to bear in mind that he's 29. I will ask for 20, and if they'll pay 20, great. If they'll come upwards near it, then even better. They have actually accepted 20. Good. Well, they certainly will be able to afford his wages. That should be Marcos Alonso gone as well. We are looking to build quite the team next year, with still a very heavy influence from the youngsters that we have in the starting lineup. Noticeably, we have been very, very solid at the back recently. I'm not sure why that is above anything else. Maybe Kovacic's introduction to the first team on a consistent basis ahead of Loftus-Cheek at centre mid and Mason Mount at cam. Maybe I will actually play Mason Mount at cam for this one, and give Kovacic a bit of a rest for the game against Manchester City, because obviously we have not the most difficult task ahead of us, you would have thought, for the fixture against Sheffield United. We'll rest a number of key players for this one then. Right, let's go and make sure Sheffield United put out their strongest lineup, and then time to head to Bramall Lane for the very first time in FIFA 20. Dean Henderson in goal for Sheffield United, no surprises there. Baldock, O'Connell, Basham, Jagielka and Stevens as the back five. Norwood, Kvetsi, Morrison as the midfield three, with Billy Sharp and McBurney up top. Five at the back for Sheffield United. They're going defensive here. They have the leakiest defence in the league. Level, in fact, after the last round of fixtures with Crystal Palace, who we just put 3 past. So I'd be hoping, although it is a rotated-ish team, that we can have a similar level of performance and a similar scoreline. His Bulldog. Oh, just lifts it over Marcos Alonso. That was very nicely done. Oliver Norwood driving inside. Good block by Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Oh, the pass is terrible. Looking for Kante, and now we're in trouble. Could play the ball through there to Billy Sharp. Andreas Christensen intercepts that brilliantly. I tried to read what they were going to do there. Oh, that pass was meant for Kante. Some of these passes are not going where we intend them to go, and it's putting me under unnecessary pressure here at the back. Billy Sharp out wide to Baldock. Cross could come in. He's taking his time, and Alonso steps in. I don't actually think I pressed past there, but never mind. Kante, thread the needle. Yes, N'Golo. That is much better. Hudson-Odoi driving inside. Mason Mount is here with me. And then, oh, I just needed to get the one extra touch in to turn to find Willian. And then Ruben Loftus-Cheek has that cut out by the midfielder as well. Sheffield United defensively firm so far, and the more adventurous attacking side too. Cut that back there to Mason Mount. Considering they have supposedly the worst defensive record on paper in the league, or joint worst now after the Crystal Palace game, they've actually been really, really good so far in this game, Sheffield United. I wouldn't be surprised if, despite that poor defensive record, they're actually outside the relegation zone. We'll wait and see at the end of the game. But Val Morrison finds Kvetsi, and he's driving forward, and he's going to fall to McBurney, and a good save by Kepa denies them an opening goal. I don't know whether I'm... Oh, he's very happy with that. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing Kvetsi's name right, or Kvetsi. I've no idea, to be completely honest. Here he is again. There's no accent over the C, so I'm not sure quite how to pronounce it. But I'm going to keep calling Kvetsi for the time being. That strike hit Mason Mount, I think, in the face. And Reece James will look to break away here. Here's Callum Hudson-Odoi. Is Meatsy going to make me a run? I've asked him to. He's on his bike, but he's got 2 defenders for company, so there's absolutely no way I'm going to try and play past him. Willian finds Marcos Alonso. Here's Meatsy now. Mason Mount looking to make moves, but not good enough ones. Meatsy tries to find the bottom corner, but doesn't do that good enough either. 5 minutes to go till half-time, and we are goalless at Bramall Lane to this point. Loftus-Cheek will keep that run going off me, though, and we could get this back to Mason Mount. Take a touch, let fly, and miss the target. Norwood goes for the big switch, and there is a runner on this left-hand side. So it's Ender Stevens. He's pulled that down really well. Reece James, not the best of attempted tackles either. Whipped into the middle, Rudiger away, and finds Willian with the clearance. Mason Mount trying to get past the man in front of him. He's done that brilliantly. Willian is making plenty of moves on that left-hand side. We'll slot him in. Now, can I find Meatsy, or can Willian go all the way solo? He's going to try it. Willian, he's still going. Willian with a shot. Well blocked by the defender. After we'd taken it round 2, I felt like I kind of deserved, or he deserved, the opportunity to have the chance to score the goal there. Oh, it's a heavy touch, but I didn't react quickly enough for Mason Mount. Billy Sutton will get this up wide here to Baldock. Sheffield United still holding on to their clean sheet. And that's my throw, thankfully. They're still holding on to their clean sheet, and they've been difficult to play against here. I'm going to make some more positive moves, some more higher rated moves. I'm actually going with Pulisic on for Willian and see what Hudson-Odoi is like on the right-hand side. And also, actually, see what Pulisic's like on the left, considering we're going to have Jadon Sancho joining us next season. We'll bring Jorginho on for Ruben Loftus-Cheek in the midfield as well. And see, with 25 minutes, if we can't just scrape a 1-0 win here. I was hoping for a much more attacking performance and a much more convincing scoreline. But 0-0 at the minute. Doesn't look too convincing at all. Hudson-Odoi can't get past Phil Jagielka. His experience at the back has been vital for Sheffield United. And once again, for the umpteenth time in my FIFA career mode history, I'm struggling against a 5 at the back formation. Who'd have thought it? Well, picked off by Hudson-Odoi. Ender Stevens giving it straight to me. We'll get it into N'Golo Kante. This might be the opportunity we've been waiting for. Looking for Michi through the gap. Batshuayi! Oh, at last! We finally take the lead in this game. It's been a long time coming. Arguably against the majority of play as well. But we will take a 1-0 win at Bramall Lane. And hopefully we can hold on to it now. Free kick lofted forward. Rudiger nods that down. Oh, but Ravel Morrison stolen away from Kante. Makes up for the mistake by winning it back again. Tireless as ever in defence. And N'Golo Kante very rarely makes a mistake, and when he does, he makes up for it immediately. Christian Pulisic driving down the left-hand side. I'll try and pull this back, actually, if I can, through that gap. Finds Jorginho, and he can make it too. Oh, that's beautifully tucked away. Really, really good finish from Jorginho. Just calmly passing that into the bottom corner. Very, very impressive. I want to see a replay of that, actually. You don't see that many finishes like that in FIFA. They tend to just whip it into the bottom corner as best they can, but he's just stroked that home. That's a really gorgeous finish, tucking it into that bottom right-hand corner. Sorry, Sheffield United, you've tried admirably hard in this game, but you won't take anything from it. Here's Basham. Goes for the 1-2. He's gotten to it here, Chris Basham. Back there to Baldock. Getting dizzy that high up the field, Basham. Flicked on by the man in the middle, but he's offside there. Ravel Morrison going off. They make another change in the midfield, but too little too late for them. McBurney's gone on for Lynn Mousset as well. And Ravel Morrison for Besiktas, the former Everton midfielder, the Bosnian. But it's victory for us at Bramall Lane. Chelsea did lead 2-0 at half-time in real life at Stamford Bridge, and obviously Sheffield United brought it back. And they fought just as hard in that game there as they did in real life against me, but they just couldn't create enough, unfortunately, for them. I will go to the post-match press conference as well, just to try and boost morale a little bit before we head into that game against Manchester City, because that's going to be huge. It could be the differing factor for us getting a result or not at the Etihad. Chelsea is unbeaten so far in the Premier League. We're not. We're just on a bit of an unbeaten run. We'll keep the streak going. We're unbeaten for a reason, is what I'll say, because... Oh, there you go. There's a good reason why we're unbeaten for 7 matches. Our defence is rock solid. So the phrasing of the question is wrong. But when you respond, the answer is correct with regards to how long you've been unbeaten. It's just that the phrasing of the question leads you to believe that you're unbeaten for the whole season. It doesn't say anything about a run. Was a win ever in doubt? You never know, especially after the way that they played. The odds were in our favour, of course, but you still have to consider every possibility, especially when going away somewhere like Bramall Lane. Did Sheffield United make it too easy? No, they didn't. The lads did it. Credit to the lads for working hard and tucking another victory under our belt. We did have to work hard for that victory, to be completely honest.
I really appreciate that. That's all the questions we have for you.
That's okay, thank you very much. Right, so up next... Oh, transfer for Kurt Zuma for 21.2 for Spurs. I'd rather not sell him to Spurs. I'm reluctant-ish to sell Kurt Zuma in the first place. So if I am going to sell him, I certainly don't want to sell him to a rival. So he's not going to go to Spurs. Is he going to go up here? No. He got an F in the crossing scenarios. Thank you, mate. Nearly 82 rated Christian Pulisic, and Mason Mount is nearly 78 rated as well. But we'll see what we can do in this game now against Manchester City in the Champions League, I'll just revert my starting lineup to my strongest, and I will see you in the game. City's starting lineup: Leroy Sané, Sergio Aguero, Raheem Sterling as a front three, De Bruyne, Fernandinho and Rodri, Mendy, Stones, Laporte, Cancelo and Ederson at the back. You aren't going to come up against much stronger 11s at all in the Champions League or in the Premier League. Unfortunately, we have to play them now in both competitions. I can't recall how we fared against City earlier on in the season. I'll actually check between leg 1 and leg 2. But right here, right now, we are going to have ourselves a difficult game of football. Sterling with the delivery. Kovacic didn't clear that away very well at all. Get that to Willian. I'm going to drive inside. Joao Cancelo will have me beat for pace. He'll beat pretty much anyone for pace, to be fair. We'll lift that over the top, looking for the runner, Tammy, into the space. Ederson's come for this and will clear it away for a throw-in. Now, can I get the ball? Oh, he's not back in his goal mouth yet. Willian. Oh, but he is going to be back in his goal mouth by the time I get the ball across to the middle. Through there. Off to Sheik. Kante. Hit that early. N'Golo with a strike. Ederson with a strong arm to keep us out. Away goals will be vitally important in this tie, I have a funny feeling. And we could have gotten one there. A lovely ball by Rodri into the path of Leroy Sané. Reece James can't deal with him. Sané cross into Christensen. I've actually got Christensen and Rudiger as my centre-back pairing for this game. Electing not to play Tomori. We'll see if that has any effect on the way the defensive shape of the game pans out for us. But I have no idea what to expect, really, from City offensively, other than high pressure at all times. Willian does well to keep the ball there. Tammy Abraham will actually switch this out to Reece James, and now maybe we can do some attacking down the right-hand side. Pulisic could be in behind here, and Benjamin Mendy's caught himself out of position. Now, I've got De Bruyne with me. I'll float it into the middle, and oh, Marcos Alonso was arriving. Who got you the head on that? It was the Spaniard. He certainly should have done better with that. Joao Cancelo wasn't challenging with him. It's the way his head movement went from left to right there. It's almost as if he was going for a defensive clearance. Terrible. We'll see it to Laporte. That's a lovely ball. But Alonso should win the aerial battle with Sterling every single time. Willian. Oh, I thought for a minute it was one of the defenders that pushed forward there from right back. It wasn't. Get to that, please. Kovacic has done well. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is in here. A little bit of footwork. Lay in front of a teammate. And Tammy kicks it straight at Ederson. I believe it. Can't say. Oh, Aguero's tracked that well and cut that out nicely. Tammy, why have you kicked that straight at the goalkeeper, dude? That's a brilliant chance to try and make it difficult for the keeper and score, or at the very least, force a corner. Christensen intercepts nicely. City haven't really cut us open properly yet. Waiting for that to inevitably happen, but for the time being, we have been a better side. Here's Willian, aware that centrally there to Kovacic, and Kante's making the forward run again, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek is in. Ruben! Oh! God, it's so close! Oh, brilliant ball by Fernandinho across to Leroy Sané, who's brought that down tremendously well. Waiting for the ball to come in, but it's not from him, nor from Mendy yet. Make your mind up, lads. Oh, that hit an arm of Pulisic there. Certainly. Well, De Bruyne over the top. Fernandinho wins the header. Fernandinho loses the header. It was Fernandinho that was underneath it. Aguero strike on his left foot, saved by Kepa. That's their first meaningful chance of the game so far. Tammy could win that header, or even challenge for it. Then we might have been able to create something on the counter-attack. Here's Aguero into De Bruyne. Back to Aguero again. Great movement from the Argentine, and Kepa drawn into action twice in quick succession. Willian's first touch lets him down there, but Joao Cancelo is not going to get past me there. Thank you very much. And actually, we have a man over here. No, and the pass isn't good enough. We haven't had that clinical pass or finish in this first half, and that's been the difference for us. We could have been a goal or two to the good, but we're going to go in at the break. I'll hold my tongue. Oh, we're going to go in at the break, level at 0-0. So again, nice ball into Tammy. Turns well. We have to use the supporting players. City very solid in their shape. Very rigid. They've had a lot more of the ball than me in this game, and mistakes like that are partially the reason why I cannot keep possession properly. Leroy Sané. Oh, lovely drop of the shoulder. We'll get rid of this, please, Antonio. Thank you. Loftus-Cheek knocks that down well. That's good football. Can we keep possession for slightly longer this time? Loftus-Cheek bursting past one. Not going to burst past the second, but Willian is in support. I have Tammy there. But again, hounded so quickly and so tightly by the defenders that I've not got the opportunity. Oh, this would be a great goal, though, if it goes in. Well worked, but Ederson has made some good saves in this game. They're making a change. I'm not sure who it is. It's one of the Silvers. I didn't see whether it was Bernardo or David. It's going to drop to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He'll get it across to Kovacic. An early strike hits Rudiger in the top of the head. Christensen from the edge of the box. It was looping, but that was easy as pie for the goalkeeper. I think it's David Silva that's come on, but I might be wrong. We'll wait and see, because that's him there, isn't it? I can't see if it's number 20 or 21. Turn around. Turn around. He's not turning. Oh, it's 21. It's David Silva. Okay, David Silva on for Manchester City. Sterling for Bernardo Silva for them. I've made a change as well. We're going to be bringing on Jorginho and Ross Barkley. Willian to deliver the corner. It's a good ball in. It's dropping free. I was just hitting the B button there to either tackle the City man that had it or to shoot if it bobbled free. Marcos Alonso into Andreas Christensen. Not going to have the best dribbling feet there, but Christian Pulisic will find Reece James. I'm just going to loft it in. Mendy gets a good block on it. 15 minutes to go. If we can sneak a 1-0 scoreline here, I'd be delighted. Aguero's gone off now. Get up. It's going to drop to Christensen. Went for the Di Canio style volley. Wasn't able to pull it off. I think it's Gabriel Jesus they brought on. Indeed it is, up top there. Number 9 in the middle of the centre circle. Rodri's played well, but City haven't been too impressive, but neither have we. It's not been like one side has bossed the other. They've had a lot of the ball. It felt, especially at half-time, that they'd had a lot of the ball. God, Kepa, your touch there was certainly not conducive with a low heart rate. Jorginho across to Barkley. Pulisic is getting in behind Benjamin Mendy here. Christian Pulisic did it against Roma. Oh no, Ederson is just so good in goal. Marcos Alonso with the header to knock it down to Jorginho. Turns well. Barkley looking for Tammy. It's Pulisic that it finds. We'll look for Tammy here. Tammy Abraham. No, off target. Oh, if it's on target, Ederson saves every single time. Both goalkeepers keeping their sides in it here. Somehow, this game with multiple chances for either side looks like it's going to end in a scoreless draw. I was desperate for an away goal here if we could have gotten one. We might still be losing by a goal to nil. Sané takes that away from Reece James. Nice tackle by Christensen though. Oh, and his touch is too heavy. No, he's kept it in. Pulisic driving forward. And there's space in behind. Christian Pulisic driving to get around the outside of John Stones. And then turning inside John Stones. And Tammy's there in the middle. No, he's tried to pick out Barkley. I didn't tell you to pass to Ross Barkley. Tammy Abraham was waiting there in so much space. The defender cuts it out and there's the final whistle. Oh, what could have been? What could have been in that fixture? Both sides still very much in the picture for progression through to the Champions League final. But after a 0-0 draw... Oh, the floaty ball's back again. After a 0-0 draw in the first leg, you'd have to say City are probably the favourites, even though we'll be at home. We thought, wow, I didn't realise they hadn't created chances quite that poorly. It felt so much more difficult to play against City than just 2 chances on goal for them in that game. Ederson, definitely then, keeping his team in it with all of the saves. A couple of questions. Willian is continuing his hot run of form. How satisfied are you with his performance today? Other players should follow in his footsteps. He was okay, but didn't stand out. He was certainly better in earlier games in this episode. Goalless draw today for Chelsea. How do you rate your chances to qualify? Unlucky match today. I'll say unlucky match today. We were unlucky that Ederson was just in such good form. We played well, just unlucky not to score. We'll surely be more offensive in the second. I mean, I'll be happy with the same level of offensiveness in the second game. Did you go into the game aiming for a goalless draw? No, not at all. It's not an unacceptable result, but our defence definitely deserves praise, keeping a side of Manchester City's attacking talents down to just 2 chances on goal in 90 minutes. If we can somehow muster that level of defensive performance again in the second leg, we might well see ourselves in the Champions League final this season. Alonso has been sold. He will move to Italy to go to Juventus at the beginning of next season. But will he be leaving us as a Champions League winner? We're not sure. We've got a game in hand on those around us. If we can win it, I'd say that's us guaranteed a top 4 spot this season. Arsenal closing in on Spurs in 5th, although they have a game in hand on Newcastle. Everyone else does as well. So I was going to check the bottom of the table, wasn't I, for where Sheffield United are. Well, 19th. They certainly didn't play like a side that were 19th in the table. Nor did they play like the side that had at the time, joint worst defensive record in the league. They now have the outright worst defensive record in the league, as Palace haven't yet played their 35th game, so are still on 57 goals conceded. We have Norwich next. It's a relatively busy month of May, but obviously we'll get busier if we win the second leg against City. We'll sim Norwich at home tomorrow. We'll play City, we'll play Liverpool, and then see what the league table looks like after that. We might not need to play the final 2 games that are both at home. We could be able to simulate them both. We'll wait and see. We shall wait and see, but you guys will have to let me know. Do you think we can get through against City in the second leg? I think we certainly proved that we can match them in that game. It's a case of whether we can do it again. That's the problem. Right, drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Do continue to ensure that you show the support on the channel as we move into the season finale in the next episode, or at least Premier League season finale in the next episode, and I will see you in that one tomorrow.